everybody. Thank you so much for attending this seminar when we are going to talk about the interview and the curriculum preparation, how to prepare and survive. Well, what we are going to talk today is how to manage your curriculum, how to attend the interview, and how to manage the post process because there are several questions regarding the interview, regarding the curriculum, and regarding the way that the people manage it and show how to manage those ones without having a big failure or creating a problem. Well, what happens when you create your curriculum? Many people create several page, create a lot of information and put several details in the paper that you present during the interview. But do you think that the recruiter is going to check all the information there, hundreds of words, just to say a couple of things that you can put strictly and directly in a couple of lines? No. Well, furthermore, if you are going to apply for a company, many people just copy and paste the curriculum without personalize it, without create a connection point to the recruiter. Therefore, if you receive a curriculum like that, indeed, if the curriculum is very good, maybe it is not, just check it because you know already the path or the career path of the person, then it is better to prepare an introduction letter. When you create an introduction letter, it is good to have that letter personalized towards the company, or even if you don't know the company, you might have a way to include the HR partner or recruiting partner or any one of them that is able to identify that you take care about the person that is having a possible interview in the future. Also, when you have a curriculum that is outdated with several typo errors, with information that might not be relevant at the moment. Who else care when you have some details about 20 or 30 years ago that the people is showing what they did and how they succeed? In the technology area, maybe it is irrelevant, outdated, and useless at that moment. In other fields, it is better to have, okay, I hold this position between this time and this time in years, and that's it, a single line. Additional to that, it is better to have a short, descriptive, concise, and focused to the point curriculum just to attract the right person and the right people to the interview. Well, I would like to share to you some slides about how to present and how to manage the curriculum, and just to have a way that you are sharing the information that you have there. Let me check. Let's put in play. Okay. I think, okay, let's start since beginning. Well, let's see what happened with this seminar and why we started about this. Well, I hold several years addressing the recruitment of people in the telco area. But besides of that, I love to understand what are their background, what are their gaps, and how to hold those gaps together and help those people to manage the interviews and to manage the way that you can handle that one. Well, let's move to the next slide. Let's start to how to write job descriptions. Okay, we might say, okay, job descriptions are related to a position that is open, but no, this time we are talking about how to write your description in the CV that you are going to present. First, focus on skills and achievements. What is the difference? Because you might have a role, but you need skills to fulfill that role. And those skills are the ones that helps you to achieve a goal that maybe is outside of your initial target, but it highlights what are your main points that will get a focus from a recruiter. Second, make your job sound better. Okay, some job descriptions are long ones and proprietary in the industry or proprietary in the company. Some others are more open, are more standard, and more related to the position that you are holding on. Then this description should be short, should be standard, and should be a better way to sound attractive to the recruiter. Maybe you have a CTO for this company, but no, the person that is handling the telecommunication or is handling the people and manage, blah, 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 blah. No, focus, consist, and direct to the point. The third one, prioritize the job description. When you prioritize the job description, it is important because you show what is going on during that job or what happened when you hold that job. What were your main goals? What were your main targets? Or even what are your things to do during that job? A very high level. Next, be selective about what to include. It is tricky and it is red right now. But think about this. If you have a wide experience in several areas and your whole experience is not going to fit in the 3-page CV, okay, just keep shorter. Think what can be done or what can be included in that description. Okay, 5, emphasize on accomplishment over responsibilities. When you have accomplishments, these are great points to attract recruiters. Doesn't matter if there are hundreds of people that holds that position in several industries, in several areas, but think about what are your main accomplishments on those areas. I have a very good friend. He was dean of one of the Pacific universities, and the guy has a tough CV. What do you think when you have a guy with that top CV that is a 1 or 2 postdoc academic achievements? And you know what he told me? I got 4 patents, not papers, patents. I mean, registries about what he was able to produce and can be reproduced or fabricated by others using that patent. Well, this is tough. And this is an achievement over the responsibilities. And next one is quantify your accomplishments. How to quantify your accomplishments? Okay, in the top 20 of the company, I was able to sell this amount, or I was able to manage a crisis with this amount of people, with this percentage of loss, kinds of that attract the recruiter and attract the other people that is looking for numbers. Be descriptive. I mean, the quantification is really good because a number attracts the recruiters. Let's move to the next one. You have a curriculum process. Michael Hancock in 2016 created a process that maybe is a bit standard and relevant to the other ones, but the process shows you how to manage the cycle across 4 different stages. First, observe. Why? Because you need to observe what is going on in the industry, what is being implemented in your CV, and what is required. Then, document, because you might have those skills, you might have these requirements, but having the skills and the requirements without being aligned with what is required in the industry is useless. Then you need to document all of this and fit your skills against what is required. Next, plan. Why you need a plan? Because you find gaps as well. You find when you do the observation phase, you see, okay, I have this set of skills and those achievements, and I'm going to document those ones. But the second part of this observation is what is missing in my curriculum. And of course, I don't want you to put things that has not been accomplished in your curriculum rather than set a plan to achieve those ones. And the next one, implement a plan. The plan implementation shall include take a course, take a training, attend a certification, kind of things like that. We are going to talk about those ways in the future seminars. And of course, we talk about some of the negative points like the procrastination in the previous ones. Then take care about that. Then you close the cycle. And this is a cycle that shall run across your life. Don't think that the retirement process is an end point in your life. The retirement process is an stage. You shall continue about that, because if you are going home and start to read the newspaper without doing nothing about what happened in the past, you are wasting your experience. There are a lot of people, a lot of things that you can do as volunteer, as external advisor, any kind of thing like that that you can contribute. Okay, let's move to the last part of this is the files and register. We talked already about the introduction letter. Introduction letter shall be short, concise. You shall show that you know what is the requirement for this job, what the company is doing, and what are your main strengths to apply for that job. That 4 points shall be included in the introduction letter. Then the curriculum vitae. The curriculum is really important because shall be short, shall be concise, shall be concrete, showing what is the current standpoint in your career. Then finally, you need to have a digital register. A digital register is LinkedIn or a web page. Depends of your preference, depends of what you want. LinkedIn is the top social network for professionals for looking a job or to present what are you doing. A web page is more personal, is more related to the closet circle, and the people sometimes prefer a web page even just to present an interview. Depends on what you want. Personally, I prefer LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the top one, and always your LinkedIn profile should reflect what is presented in the curriculum or vice versa. Then LinkedIn shall be transparent, is your digital fingerprint about what has been done, what has been achieved, everything since accomplishments, education, jobs, preference, things like that. If you don't have a profile or you create a profile and just keep like that for years, it is useless. Just close that one. But my recommendation is go to LinkedIn, update your details, keep on track what is going on, and maintain it up to date. Well, let's talk about the job interview. Job interviews are crazy. Job interviews could be a mess, but I just prefer that the job interview shall be a pleasant conversation, not a polygraph test. You as interviewer shall not go there and check what the people is doing, how they are doing, if the information presented in the curriculum is concrete, is true, or there are some gaps. If you are thinking about that when you interview an employee or a future employee, you are wrong. And this is one of the biggest mistakes in the HR or in the recruiters today. Be friendly, be helpful. If the people don't fit to the current job description, just be gentle and communicate that to the people. Don't call him to the interview. If you call a people to the interview that is not being fit to the job, you are not doing your homework. You guys, as HR consultant, HR partners that are calling people that you believe that they are not right for the job, and you call them to the interview to humiliate them, you are doing a very poor job. You shall screen first, you shall check the opportunities, and if you don't have the person that is being looked for, better to close the selection process and start again or start off. Then be pleasant, be gentle, and be educated with your counterpart. Let's talk about the tough interview questions. The tough interview questions are crazy ones, are interviews that has been prepared to lock down the person. Imagine you in the other side of the table. Imagine that you are looking for a person that is being screened and is being stressed across the interview meeting. That is really bad, isn't it? I hear that some interviewers try to stress the people just to check how they manage tough situation or how they manage the stress. It is wrong. Then question like, tell me how you overcame a critical obstacle. Well, it's not as bad as well, but you might try to check. But maybe the people is trying to check how do you express yourself, not even the obstacle. But this question is in this list is because the same question in different way is being addressed across the interview 3 or 4 times just to check if the person is giving you truth or is giving you the right information. Is not lying to you. Well, but if you are checking lies about that, you are really bad doing your job. What is your biggest weakness? Well, you are asking, what is my biggest weakness? Well, I cannot play golf well, I cannot surf, or even I cannot play tennis. Is that kind of weakness that you are looking for, or the professional weakness that I need to overcome through certification, education, practice, or experience? Just tell me about that. Then don't ask about the weakness to the people that is being screened during the job interview. Why I should not hire? Then you are going to hire people. Why you are asking why don't hire? It's like a double way to check what are your weakness or what are your negative points in the interview. Very bad if you are asking this question during an interview. Tell me about the greatest disappointment in your life. The greatest disappointment could be I cannot save my marriage. I cannot have time for my kids. I cannot oversee a big financial mistake in my company, or I cannot save 300 employees during cutoff. What kind of disappointments do you want to tell during this interview? Then it is better to be concrete, to be concise during interview, ask about the information that is in the CV. If you are interviewer, go to LinkedIn. This is what most of the people do, and check if the information in the CV or the curriculum is the same that LinkedIn. Okay, go through the interview. If not, just be gentle and tell the person, thank you so much. You are not being selected. Some companies have that. Even you can put a robot there. We regret to tell you that you are not being selected for this job. Thank you so much. Keep trying. It is good, isn't it? But if a person sends you a CV and this person is waiting 3, 4 months, 6 months, and finally you got an interview, maybe this person is already in another company, because if he or she share with you the CV is because he is looking for, and he or she are or they are expecting a response. Then if your selection process is taking longer, of course, be educated. Put a robot to tell the people, guys, you are not being selected. Thank you so much. And the others, guys, we are still within the recruitment process, and then just wait. This very short message, you are not telling them that they are in a short list, but you are telling them that the process are still going. There, just check, think how to manage, and those throw these toxic questions within an interview. It's really bad. Okay, let's talk about the type of the iceberg. The type of the iceberg is a point where you are facing an interview and you are having those tough questions, or the interviewer is not respectful, or the interviewer is not coming on time. Of course, you as person that is going to attend the interview, you shall be on time. There is no question about that. There are no excuses. There are some exceptions, but the general rules is that you shall not have an excuse to arrive late to a job interview. Then, but if the interview become a toxic situation that you cannot handle, and you are saying a person in the other side of the table that is screening you up to the shoes, okay, forget it. This is the tip of the ice. Imagine how will be the corporate culture inside the company. If the things start really bad, maybe get worse or weird, ugly, or whatever you call when you are going inside the company, then please consider that. In the other hand, when the interview is really good, when you have an educated person, that you have a respectful one that is asking direct questions about your education, your experience, your accomplishment, and you have the previous communication, formal ones via email, and then thank you so much, and you are being accompanied to the door, you might see that the corporate culture of this company is really in both hands. The first point of access, the job interview, will show you how the company is. That's it. Indeed, you might have an external recruiter, and the external recruiter shows how are the process that is handled. But this is a different discussion. Okay, let's talk about the ethical issues. The ethical issues are crazy things that Dr. Fletcher in 1992 present as a 5 points that drops you to a crazy and critical situation. One of the top ethical issues is the preparation. When you have a good preparation to the interview, but the interviewer is going to crash you towards the wall, it's a top ethical issue. I mean, you are not expected to have an interview with a person that is punching you to the wall. Okay, the next one is the openness, disclosure, and the invasion of privacy. Why? I mean, if I'm going to select a person, I don't care about ethnical issues, gender, religion, or anything else outside of their job related skills and preparation. You are going to ask him or her, are you married? Why you are divorced? Some companies don't hire people that are divorced. It is crazy, but happens. You are doing a very poor recruitment job. Then be open, but don't ask personal issues. Of course, in the other side of the table, you as an interviewer, you shall not go to the recruiter guy and ask, okay, what happened in your family? What happened with that? There are certain limits. There are certain limits, and I would like to bring here something interesting that the diversion and inclusion is a term that has been in the table for 10, 20 years around. That the companies are open to recruit people, doesn't matter about the ethnical, race, religion, gender, anything else like that. But when there is a person from the urban group that is going there with with an attire that is not related to the job that they are expecting, usually is discarded. Then that is an ethical issue. Next one, the use of information in decision making. If you do your homework and you check that the person got a mistake in the previous job and has been fired, don't bring the guy to the interview and tell him that you're not going to hire him because a mistake that he made a couple of months or couple of years ago. No, you do that, it's a very poor and very shame decision. Then, if you notice that, bring the guy. Tell them, okay, I know that you made a mistake previously, but your experience, your skills, and your education are coping the requirements. Therefore, I would like to help you and I will assist you to avoid the same kind of mistakes once you are here. That is a very good and strong message. Then use the information for the good way. For the good way, don't use the information against the people that you are going to recruit. Next one, the power relationship. Power relationships are crazy and together with the micro assaults and micro things are the behavior that you shall avoid in your company. The power relationships are those ones when you bring a person to the job interview room and you start to tell them in a different tone, the top one, or you arrive late. That is a micro assault. You know that arriving late to a meeting is showing that you don't respect the person and you are more important to that. That is underground message that you are showing to the person. Then think how the power relationship can be managed in a better way during the interview. You have a good person that is looking for a job. Don't use that need from the interviewer to stress or exert your power over. Don't try to get a person and lower the salary because his needs are not fulfilled actually, and then push him to the corner because he wants to eat. That is very unethical behavior. And it's more common that you expect right now. When you are looking for a person and your company is giving you points or is giving you or your job description as HR partner is how much money can you save in the new hiring, your company behavior and your company culture is rotten. You shall have a position, salary, and requirements defined. Don't go to the recruitment job and start to negotiate that one because you are exerting the power relationship with this person. You are rotten the negotiation and the relation in that moment. Honesty and impression management. Be honest with the person. We repeat across the seminar how do you manage the information? How do you attend the person? How honest you shall be with him? It's like the previous example when we bring a person and we say, okay, guys, it is nice, but I'm not going to hire you because I noticed that you made a mistake. That is not being honest. That is exert of power relationship. And even the use of information in decision making, you are not open and you crash the preparation. That example is going across all the 5 ethical issues that Dr. Fletcher presents. Then don't do that. Be ethical during your recruitment and be direct with that. Avoid issues and keep your information as much as direct as you can because you are going to hire a person. You are not going to hire a machine. Well, finally, thank you so much for your attention. I'm going to check if we have questions during the seminar. We have several services in our consultancy service agency about this um, point about the CV, about how to prepare, but it is more like a coaching process. Don't try to hire a service to create a CV for you because you can do that. You can go to internet, check a template, and fulfill the requirement there and present that one. But no, when you got a coach, you are going to have a person that is going to address your professional life to check what's good, what is required, what are the gaps, and works together to fill the gaps. There are several information that you have right now in LinkedIn. We present articles there. Is around 98 articles in LinkedIn, in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have information that we release almost daily regarding to leadership, regarding to career development, the corporate culture, and all related points that we discussed today. And in our YouTube channel, you can have this video, a short version of the video, and including the information that you might need regarding all the seminars, the forums, and the things that we present here. Thank you so much. If you need further information, you can go to cayobetancourt.com in Spanish or English. You go to the bottom of the page. There is a form there that you can fill and you can say, Cayo, I need help on this, or I see that my career is stagnant and I need your help. Furthermore, you can have an information regarding that details that you need in your CV, that the information that you require to present in a concise way, that you might have details about what is required and what is your main goal. Don't think that you are being hired or fired. Recently, you might not need an external assessment or an external proposal about how to drive your career in a better way. Think about that. Your career is a really important point. Your CV is the fingerprint. Of course, we can talk about the career's fingerprint and the points that you might crash with your attitude and your points, negative points in your life. but it is better to address those ones in a right way. Look for a consultant, look for a service. If you have a company that you notice that the corporate culture is not being gentle with the people, or there are a lot of rotation in the teams, or there are several issues that has been discussed in the corridors, just call an external agent that can help you with that. We provide those kind of service. We provide assessment about the corporate culture and the career development. We can help you to promote, drive, and check how your executives are doing, what the things are happening, and well, let's see. Let's talk about in 2 weeks from now in a new seminar, talking about different points, talking about new and excellent tips how to drive your career and how to drive the people in your company. Thank you so much and have a good night.